Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm super excited for this video because I wanted to do a first impression on the Baby Bat Beauty Nox palette, which I believe was a Halloween release, but they reached out to me and asked me if they could send me some PR, so I was really excited to try this, and I've had it for a few weeks. I've been meaning to use it on camera, but everything has just been crazy, so I thought today would be a good day to just sit down. I'm going to swatch it for y'all. I actually did already swatch this off camera just because I had a friend who was here for Thanksgiving, and I showed her the palette and she stuck her finger in right away, and I was like, no, I didn't take pictures of that. So because she already put a mark in it, I just went ahead and swatched a few shades, and I thought that they seemed pretty pigmented, but I'll go ahead and do like the official swatches and everything so you guys can see, and we'll just test out the quality of the palette. So the packaging is really cool. It's very like vampire-esque. I mean, I feel like that's like the whole vibe of Baby Bat Beauty. Is very grunge. I really want to go ahead and purchase some of their liquid lipsticks because they have some really cool colors. But here is the inside of the palette. So you do have, you know, a nice decent sized mirror. You can definitely do your eyes with it. It's not the most high quality. It's a little bit of a funhouse mirror, but it's still something. And then these are the colors. So this entire row here is matte. You've got two different rich reds, a black, a gray, and a brown, so I feel like you could kind of get a little bit more warm, a little bit more cool. And then this entire row is shimmers. They do have a really beautiful shade here called Holy Water, which looks to be a very nice inner corner shade. It almost seems to have like a little bit of a pinky reflect to it. And then Seduction is such a pretty kind of burgundy. There's a gray sparkly shade, a purple, and then a true metallic red. So I think it is a very fun, interesting, grungy color scheme. Whenever it came out, I thought it was really cool, but I wasn't gonna purchase it just because, you know, my low buy rules and everything, but I'm excited to have been sent it in PR and to be able to give you guys my honest thoughts. So let's just go ahead and jump on into some swatches. I think because it is organized in shimmers and mattes, I'm just going to go ahead and swatch it like that. So we'll start off with Fangs. Then we've got Glamour, Silver Dagger. So there's how those look. So those ones look more just like kind of like satins. Next we have Seduction, which I'm super drawn to that shade. And then Holy Water. And then moving on to the mattes, we have Steak. Oh my gosh. Super pigmented matte. Next we have Bitten, which the mattes feel super soft. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at that black. It is so soft. I feel like normally really pigmented blacks tend to be very dry. That's the shade Immortal. And then we've got Bloodlust, which that one feels a little bit drier to the touch. Wow. Wow. That's intense. And then last but not least, we have Undead, which is also super pigmented. So I feel like the mattes seem to be like that kind of like really soft pigmented type of formula, which I'm excited to try and see how they'll blend out. The shimmers definitely seem more like satins, and I'm probably gonna use it either with like a glitter glue or wet my brush or something. The light shimmer Holy Water is probably my favorite looking at them, but we're gonna see what we can do and how it all works out. Alright, so I already went ahead and primed my eyes with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with the shade Bloodlust. And I'm just going to take it on a fluffy brush and throw that right into my crease. Just going in with a really light amount of pressure because I want this to be more of my transition shade today. So I feel like that blended out okay. It does definitely look a little bit dry on my eyes, but to be fair, it's my eyes and it's the fact that I just used a regular eyeshadow primer. I think next time I use it, I'm going to do something that's a little bit more liquidy. I'll use an eye primer that adds a little bit extra hydration, but it did blend out okay. It just took a moment. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Bitten, the brighter red, and I'm going to pop that through my crease, just to build up the depth a little bit. I'm going to go back in with the previous brush and just blend over in between those two shades. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and take some of the black shade Immortal. I'm just super curious because it seemed really, really pigmented. So I'm just taking a tiny, tiny little bit and tapping off the excess. And I'm going to put that right into my outer V. Super pigmented. And then just kind of slightly blending inwards. Gonna add a little bit more as I go. Alright, I'm gonna go back in with the previous brush that I used for the bright red and just blend, and then just going in with the fluffy brush as well. Alright, for my lower lash line, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with some of the brown Steak. This looks like such a nice rich brown shade. I'm just gonna kind of smudge it out. Okay, so the inner part is a little bit blank, but I'm going to go back in with a shade there in a moment. For my lid, I think I really want to go ahead and use this shade right here called Seduction. Alright, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick up Seduction on a brush, and I'm going to spray it and see how that looks. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty dark. Actually, I think I'm going to keep Seduction on like the outer half of my lid. Definitely getting fallout from that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit of that with my finger and just tap that over top and see how that looks. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the lighter purple and pop that onto the inner part of the eye just because I'm kind of curious to see how that'll go. I think I'm going to try and spray that one also. Oh yeah. A lot more pigmented because it barely even looked purple when I swatched it originally. Alright, so I'm going to let that purple dry down for a second before I even blend it or do anything to it. But I think I want to go ahead and take a little bit of that shade Holy Water and just pop it onto the inner part of the eye just to make it more of a gradient so it's not so dark. Alright, so I'm grabbing that Holy Water and just tapping that over top. My oil heater turned on and I kind of sat here and messed with the shades for a minute. And I feel like wetting that shade Holy Water helped, but overall, I'm definitely not a huge fan of the shimmers. I just feel like they're a little bit too lackluster, and this eye looks a little bit better, but this side kind of just looks like I put like powdered sugar on it or something. I don't know. It's definitely not my favorite. The mattes are so nice though. They're so pigmented, so the shimmers are just a little bit, like I said, not my favorite, but I'm going to keep trying it, and I'm going to go ahead and take this metallic red right here called Fangs. And I'm going to pop that on my lower lash line. I'm not wetting it or anything. I'm just going to go ahead and pop it right here. Which that one looks pretty pigmented. And then I'm just kind of blending it into the brown. Right, last but not least for the eyeshadow, I'm going to go ahead and grab that lightest shade again on just a tiny little brush. And I'm going to wet it. And I'm going to pop that onto my inner corner, which it looks really pretty like that. I just would not use that to top over other shades. Wow, that's beautiful. Really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and finish off the look by adding the ColourPop Charmer liner into my waterline using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright, for highlighter today, I'm going to go ahead and take the Lethal Cosmetics Wavelength highlighter in the shade Scatter, which is kind of like a light pinky purpley type of shade. Just going to go ahead and pop that onto the tops of my cheekbones, just kind of blend it in. Such a pretty color. And then I'm just going to keep the lips super simple with the Dominique Cosmetics Peach Tea Lip Gloss. Alright y'all, so this is the finished look with the palette, and I do really like how it looks overall. I think that the tones of the palette are so pretty. It really is such an interesting, fun color scheme. I love that there's bright pops of red. I think you could go super neutral with this, or you can just be adventurous. And I like the way it looks from afar. I think that up close, the texture of the shimmers is definitely not my favorite. I wish that they were a little bit more intense, a little bit more metallic. I think that Fangs, which is on the lower lash line, looks really nice. I think that one has a little bit more of a silky texture to it. And then Holy Water sprayed on the inner corner is super beautiful. That's definitely how I will continue to use that shade. I think it looks really nice. I feel like the mattes all blended really well, and they were super pigmented. Like, I can't believe how creamy and how pigmented this black is. It might be one of my like go-to black shades from now on because it was super, super easy to work with and blend out, and I didn't even get fallout from it, so I really appreciate that. I feel like overall, first impression of this palette, I would probably give it like a B- or a C+. I think in the future I'll use the mattes, I'll use the inner corner shade, I'll use Fangs, but these 3 shades here I don't think I'll reach for that much. I'd rather just pull shimmers from single shadows or from another palette that I prefer more. But like I said, I do like the finished look on the face, which is what really matters. As long as I'm not taking super up close pictures, then I'm happy with it. So I would love to know if you've tried anything from Baby Bat Beauty. I am definitely intrigued to try more from Baby Bat Beauty. I pulled up their website just to tell you guys how much the palette retails for, but automatically, even just the first lip shade they have here, Toasted Marshmallows, does that not look so beautiful? Such a nice fall liquid lipstick. So definitely attempted to try a few of their shades, but this is $42. I do have an affiliate code with Baby Bat Beauty. They offered it to me whenever they sent me PR, and I haven't spoke about it publicly at all yet, just because obviously I wanted to try a product first and make sure that I liked it, which there's hits and misses here, of course. I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion, but overall I liked it, and I really, really like the matte shades. So if you would like to use my code AMYLOVES to save money off, you definitely can, even though one of you is super sneaky, because I saw someone made one purchase and I'm like, well, I guess that's what happened when I have the same code for every indie brand. You just throw it in there and hope that it works, because I'd never talked about the brand before, but it did make me laugh when I saw just one person had used my code. So that's everything for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.